Merhaba. Yeni hikayemiz Who is Tanumpa? Tanumpa vardı önceki serinin diğer hikayelerinde. Bunun üzerine konuşacağız. Yine past tense geçmiş zamanlı fiiller kullanacağız. Bunu iyice pekiştireceğiz. Bir sürü fiilin ikinci halini vereceğim yine. Çıkması muhtemel, bilmemeniz muhtemel olan kelimeleri şimdi en başta vereceğim. Sonra komple İngilizce okuyacağım yine. Siz de çevirmeye çalışıp kendinizi deneyeceksiniz. Sonra da ben hepsini çevireceğim. Museum, müze. Crowded, kalabalık. Past tense'in yanı sıra komparatif, kıyaslama kalıplarını göreceğiz yeniden. Bir sürü yeni kelime öğreneceğiz. Farklı konseptlerde farklı terimleri öğreneceğiz yine. Şu an aklıma gelenler bunlar. Yeri geldikçe bir daha söylerim. More and More yayınlarıyla devam ediyoruz. Bakın mesela burada animasyon diyor. Uygulamayı indirip animasyon versiyonunu da izleyebilirsiniz. Bu hikayelerin. Museum, müze. Crowded, kalabalık. Especially, özellikle. Orchestra, olduğu gibi dilimize geçmiş bir kelime. Orchestra. Forest, orman. Mesela eş sesli, eş anlamlı, zıt anlamlı bir sürü kelime üzerine konuşacağız. Hemen orman anlamına gelen bir kelime daha söyleyelim. Jungle. Invent, icat etmek. Peki icat ne demek? Invention. Bu fiil hali, verb. Bu noun, isim hali. İcat etmek, icat. Perfect, mükemmel. Screen, ekran. Decide, karar vermek. Decide ne ile kullanılırdı? Bu fiil. Hop, kağıt uçtu. Decide fiili ne ile kullanılırdı? Decide'den sonra on gelir. Bir şeye karar vermek. Normalde on üzerine, üzerinde demek. Bir şey üzerine karar vermek diye değil de bir şeye karar vermek diye çeviriyoruz. Curious, meraklı. Search, araştırmak. Information, bilgi. Introduce, tanıtmak. Belki bunu daha önce görmemiş olabilirsiniz. Author, yazar. Borrow, ödünç almak. Hemen zıt anlamlısını verelim. Ne soracağım bu noktada? Ödünç vermek ne demek? Lend. Ödünç vermek. Borrow, ödünç almak. Feeling, duygu. Duygu, his. O zaman hissetmek ne demekti? Kelime kökü feel. Hissetmek. Feeling derse his, duygu olur. Well done. Aslında well iyi demek. Done da yapılmış demek. Yani iyi yapılmış bir şey. Yani iyi etmişsin. Aferin demek. Careful, dikkatli. Bunun kökeni üzerine çok durduk önceki hikayede. Care, dikkat etmek demekti. Careful, dikkatli demekti. Başlıyorum. Hazır mıyız? Gene bana yazın, haber verin ne durumda olduğunuzu. I was in Spain last summer. Bak hemen past tense ile başladık. Görüyorsun değil mi? Geçen yaz İspanya'daydım. I studied at a summer camp in Spain. İspanya'da bir yaz kampında çalıştım. Okudum veya. It was about painters and paintings. Ressamlar ve resimleri hakkındaydı. I visited many museums in Spain. İspanya'da bir sürü müze ziyaret ettim. Ben niye çevirdim? Önce size çevirtecektim değil mi? Neyse bu sayfa böyle olsun. Dalmışım. Devam ettim. Sadece komple okuyacağım ilk baş. Komple İngilizce okuyacağım. I loved the Salvador Dali Museum. Kesin daha önce 91 videoda hiç görmediğiniz bir kelime varsa ben söyleyeceğim. Telefon durmadı bir türlü. I liked Dali's artworks. Art, sanat, work çalışma, sanatsal çalışmaları yani sanat eserleri. I stayed for 3 days in Figueres. Açıkçası bu özel isim. Bunun nasıl okunduğundan emin değilim. Ama böyle okuyacağım şimdilik. It's a small town in Spain. The Salvador Dali Museum is in Figueres. I visited the Picasso Museum in Barcelona. It was a nice holiday for me. The campsite was in Barcelona, but it was far away from the city center. Her cümleyi durdurup sen de sesli okuyorsun. Önce İngilizce, speaking'in gelişsin diye. Sonra da çeviriyorsun. It was not crowded. The hotel was in a relaxing area. Downtown in Barcelona was very crowded. There were many tourists from all over the world. I had a lot of time to go sightseeing. Sightseeing'i hatırlamayanlar için hatırlatayım. Hani etrafı gezmek, görmek gibi düşün. I also studied Spanish. I enjoyed both Spain and the summer camp. The Time Village is different from the art camp in Spain. The Time Village isn't a summer camp. We both learn and work in the Time Village. All the activities are especially about technology. I draw robot pictures to design. I don't have time to draw natural things. It's sometimes boring because I love drawing natural things. Idil and Semiha were in Italy last summer. They studied at a music school. They stayed in Rome and they loved Rome. Idil played the piano in the orchestra in Rome and Semiha sang opera there. Sinan was in Turkey. He didn't go to a summer camp. He visited his grandparents. He helped them. He built a small garden house for them. Sinan also walked in the forest and had a long rest at his grandpa's village. Vinci stayed at home and studied on robots. He invented a small cooking machine. He designed and made it. Neva was in the USA last year. She went to a space center and worked on nanobacteria. We are all in the robot town now. We are 6 different people in a perfect team. We went to the library yesterday. We looked for some old books. The library was very big. There were many books. It was bigger than the library in Rome. Some books were very small. They used chips instead of books. We chose a chip book. We touched it and we read it on screens. The scientists in the robot center made them by using nanotechnology. It was amazing. Idil, Vinci and Semiha left the library at lunch time. They were hungry. Sinan, Neva, and I stayed at the library. We looked up a book about butterflies. Neva worked on nanotechnology and biology. She looked for a book about nanotechnology and butterflies. Sinan and I decided to join Neva because we were curious about Tanumpa. We wanted to learn everything about Tanumpa, the robot butterfly. Neva searched for the titles and topics. Bu kelimeleri bilmiyor olabilirsiniz. Title başlık, topic konu. Sinan searched for butterflies. I searched only its name, Tanumpa. Neva was behind the screens. She looked at old books on the bookshelves. Sinan was next to the screens. He tried to find butterfly chipbooks. We understood that the chipbooks were more different than e-books. The books with important information were chipbooks in the library. The novels, stories, and poetry books were both e-books and books. I was in front of the screens and I looked at the checklist. Burada belki bunları hatırlamazsınız. Aslında geçti daha önce. Novel, roman, story, hikaye, poetry, şiir. It was 3 p.m. We didn't find any information. We had a short break. We left the library because we were tired. Something was wrong. There wasn't any information about butterflies. There was some important information about other insects, but we found nothing about butterflies. We didn't look at newspapers and magazines, but later I found some information in a newspaper. It was not an old newspaper. The date was 2 years ago. A group of scientists started to work on robot technology. The science center called The Curious built a small village. They designed their first robot called Tanumpa. The scientists introduced Tanumpa to the world. They coded Tanumpa for scientific researches. That was all. There weren't any photos in the newspaper. I couldn't see the scientists and Tanumpa, but I thought that I was on the right way. Neva, Sinan, come here. Do you want to see the news? I showed the newspaper and we looked for much more news about Tanumpa, but we couldn't find any other news. Then we looked in magazines and we found an author called Tanumpa. The date of this magazine was 1 year ago. It was an ad of a book. The author wrote a book about holiday in the time village. It wasn't a coincidence. We checked the name of the book. A butterfly on the tree, I read. Burada bilmeyeceğiniz bir kelime, bilmeyebileceğiniz. Ad, ek demek. Kitabın eki. Coincidence, tesadüf demek. Rastlantı, tesadüf. Neva found the book. There was only one copy of it. We borrowed the book and met with Vinci, Idil, and Semiha at the fair. We read it. We got shocked because Tanumpa was the first robot with feelings. Tanumpa's holiday adventures were amazing. It learned skiing and played snowball. It swam in the lake and went sailing. It climbed mountains and made a snowman. It sunbathed on the beach. Tanumpa loved the world. Şimdi bakıyorum. Bilmeyebileceğiniz kelime var mı? Adventure macera. Ski kayak. Lake göl. Sailing yelken açma. Sunbath güneşlenmek. Güneş banyosu. Sanırım başka yok. It loved living like a human. It was happy to go sailing. It was scared when it climbed mountains. It was angry when its snowman melted. Melt erimek demek. The book was about Tanumpa's life in the world and its feeling. It was surprising because the scientists coded feelings to Tanumpa. We learned everything about Tanumpa, but we needed more information. It was dinner time and we went to the robot center. We didn't see Hippocrates and Maria. We went to the library the next day. We looked up all magazines and newspapers about Tanumpa's book. We saw a photo of the author. It wasn't Tanumpa. Tanumpa was a nickname. There was no information about Tanumpa, but there was a woman's photo. Unbelievable. Was she Maria? We read the information about the author. The author was a scientist. We thought the author was Maria. Can Maria code the feelings to the robots? Asked Wincy. I don't know, but it's possible, said Semiha. We wanted to see Hippocrates. I called him. We met at the fair. We talked with him. We showed Hippocrates the book and the photo. I think she codes the feelings. Her first coding was on Tanumpa. It's unbelievable. I must call our leader because it's a very dangerous thing. Our mission isn't coding the feelings. We want to save the world. Thank you, STEM team. Well done. Don't tell anyone about this. Don't share this information with anyone. Just work. Just enjoy being at the robot town. Just sadece demek. I can solve this problem. Take care and be careful, STEM team. Bak, care'in 2 versiyonu. See you soon. I must go now, said Hippocrates. I hope Hippocrates can solve the problem. Dinlediğiniz için teşekkür ederim. Bana durumu yazın, ne durumda olduğunuzu. Şimdi sonraki videoda beraber çevirmeye başlayacağız.